watch me while I sleep. Don't require your belief. Offering silence but no relief. Can you scream without a sound? Like the freeze that's coming down. Barren space where nothing grows. A secret place where no one goes.
Chaos Springs Eternal is a Delta Green actual play. Delta Green by its nature deals with violent themes, disturbing imagery, and horrors beyond our comprehension. Now, if you wouldn't mind comprehending some horrors with us, I think you'll have a good time.
Can you feel me in the fall? Pull me from this epilogue. My hands are frozen in the snow. The eyes of corpses have no glow. Made these chains just for myself. Rambling about my mental health. Demons on this hazy hill. Only my soul is left to kill.
Hello, and welcome back to Chaos Sprung a Leak.
Oops, all chaos.
That's right.
It really
this
is.
Week, this week it's just chaos. Man. Okay. Let's go around to do another introduction since this is we've got a guest with us again still. And go ahead and introduce yourself, your character, and I wanted you to just give me one of your bonds, say who they are, maybe what the relationship is, and we'll get that little bit of background because we may not know these characters for much longer. So, Mark, why don't you start?
My name is Mark. I am playing Agent Gossamer, Gene Palmer, and he's former CIA and master of disguise. And one of his bonds is his grown daughter, Lily Palmer.
Very nice. Very nice. Noah, what about you?
My name's Agent Groundball. I have a 12-year-old son named James. I was his Little League coach for a time before the incident, and now if I see a baseball flying anywhere towards me, I go catatonic. It's not ideal, and so I had to drop out of doing that, and that's taking a hit with my son quite a bit because I can't make his games, period, now. But yeah, I'm Agent Groundball.
There you go. And Chris, if you would.
Hey, I'm Chris from the Chaos Engine podcast. I am playing Agent Grady, and his bond I'm going to share with y'all is his mistress Tammy. So
nice.
Oh my
Very
God.
nice.
He's got a little side piece that he hooks up with every once in a while when he needs to, and his wife Michelle does not know, or maybe she doesn't care. Haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
They're both Agent Gossamer.
I did want to bring up, you talked about baseball and your son taking a ground ball and whatnot. That kind of happened in real life with my son. Like, he really got into baseball and wanted to learn to play baseball, but he had never played baseball. So at the age of 10 or 9, we signed him up for baseball, and he was playing catch and didn't catch the ball, and it got him right in the face. Dude. And so he rightfully so, was not happy. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm like, well, we got to keep trying. Like, you can become a catcher. You'll have face stuff on. You won't have to worry about it. And then he took another throw to the face.
Oh.
And then he
You're like, what are the odds that's going to happen twice?
So he had a panic attack. I'm like, this isn't worth it. Like, I don't want, it's not worth it for you. So that was our short-lived baseball season with him. But yeah, I felt really bad. I felt terrible.
When I was in Little League, I was doing the practice warms with the coach's son, and I had thrown one a little too hard, and he missed it, and it fucking hit him right in the fucking face, and he started having a massive nosebleed. And like, little me at the time was like, the coach is going to kill me. The coach is going to beat me to death with a baseball bat because I hurt his son.
Yeah, the coach felt terrible. Like, he's like, I wish I could have done more. I'm like, nah, I don't think there's a whole lot you could have done, man. Like, he just doesn't.
Failing on me because your son couldn't catch the ball.
Right. And like, I was like talking to my son afterwards. I'm like, look, you don't have to play baseball, but like, you got to learn to catch. Like, that is an important rule. Like, that's just something you need to know how to do. So I was like, we'll practice with a tennis ball, but like, you're not going to get out of catching because that's just life. Like, you need to catch stuff. Like, people are going to throw fish at you. We live in Washington. Happens all the time. So
what?
Yeah.
You never heard of the Seattle fish market?
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the Pike Place Market, they just throw fish.
They throw fish like across the market.
Yep.
And yeah, it's like a whole show.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. come out to Seattle, man. They got legal weed and fish thrown at you.
Yep.
They might have legal weed where you're at. I don't know, but
No, they don't.
They do here.
That actually, the legal weed makes the fish much more terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I went to my first hockey game, the Kraken hockey game this year, and it was against the Canes. And so the guys were in town, and one of the guys was just like stoned out of his mind. He's just like, man, y'all got really cool weed up here. I went to Sean Kemp's weed store. I'm like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. Rain Man. Rain Man.
Oh, man. All right. Well, so last time you guys had entered into Carrefour and started to do some investigation, right? You've had this introduction to, hey, we got a tip off from, that we intercepted on its way to USPIS. It came to us because it raised some flags about this kind of weird town called Carrefour and some chalice that had gotten imported, and the chalice might have some weird, occult connection. And also the fact that Carrefour is in our system, but no one seems to like remember it or think about it. And we have a friendly there, but we don't really listen to them because their notes just sort of go ignored or forgotten. So you were sent in to check out the town, learn what's going on, hopefully recover the chalice, but primarily, handle whatever's going on. Coming into Carrefour, you guys found quite a strange town. People wandering around aimlessly, people crossing the street without looking. The point where Noah's character hit someone with their car. That's definitely a hit and run. And doing some investigation over at the museum where you ran into the security guard, Claude, who kind of informed you of some bizarre happenings, including a flying reverend, jousting match that took place with the car, and ultimately people being put in the hospital. So y'all went over to the hospital to investigate and talk to the doctor, and you learned that the pastor and his wife, Pastor Guidry and his wife, were still there. They were stable. In spite of Agent Gossamer's best efforts, they were stable. And after investigating the Reverend's empty bed, you guys found some floor wine that you then bottled up in some novelty chalices that you had stolen from the museum.
We also tasted it. Don't
we also
forget
tasted it before we bottled it.
Yes, and that definitely was nice. Great for me to work with. Then you guys decided to check on your contact, who was the friendly, who was Matilda Green, the mayor's secretary. You wound up talking with her for a little while. She informed you about the Phantom Phinders, kind of tried to wave you away from them. And then you guys tried to open the mayor's door because she wouldn't let you in. You had fallen to distract her, and eventually got the attention of the mayor, who came out and checked on y'all. And after a little conversation with him, where he seemed to be a little concerned about you guys investigating, you guys had throughout, you've had now a handful of times where it feels like this psychic wave coming over you when you've noticed when tensions get high, when people start talking negatively, that seems to be draining you physically, and sort of, mechanically sapping your pow. I think I've covered everything, because the last thing that we left on was you guys once again staring into the distance, thinking about all the unnatural horrors that you've dealt with. Is that about right?
Yeah,
that tracks.
Excellent. So with that, what is your next goal or destination? What do you want to investigate now?
So we called the agents and they didn't answer. We've had a couple strong hints that they might be at this mansion that we know nothing. We have a address for, I believe. What else do we have to follow up on?
Well, you've been deputized, right?
Oh, yes, you have been deputized.
As much as he can do, yeah.
Right. And the mayor told us that they were poking around them, or they've been going out to the manor a lot.
Yes.
So that would probably just be our next step.
It is curious to me how he knows that they're going out to the manor.
Yeah, he seemed pretty shady when we asked him all that, but yeah. So I guess a character, Grady would look at you guys and be like, so probably time for us to head out to the manor, right? Take a look out there for any signs of this Phantom Phinders. That sound about right? Is there anything else that I'm missing?
Yeah, sounds about right. I completely lost my character's accent there. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess that sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Are we sure we don't want to go kill the Reverend?
So I guess we're talking about the gentleman in the hospital, right? Not the one that's
correct.
Potentially with them. I'm fine with that. If that's something that we think is a loose end to tie up, absolutely. I'm more than happy to go help and try to run interference again like we did. But they're pretty quick on the draw there.
Maybe we do that later.
But absolutely, I think that's something we got to clean up before we go.
Yeah, if we gotta clean it up, we can clean it up. But we gotta get on those Phantom Phinders.
Yeah, let's go to the manor.
All right, and you can grab directions to the manor from the mayor. So, punching that into the GPS or your phone or whatever. Noah, go ahead and have Agent Groundball, go ahead and make a drive roll as you drive out to the Carrefour Manor, or not the Florazon Manor.
Hey, that's a nat 1.
Oh my goodness, that's
wow.
a one under 50.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the drive goes so smoothly, and you don't pop any of your wheels, and you are not stranded on the side of the road, which is what probably would have happened. So.
Not today,
Cut to the Phantom Phinders putting nails out in front of the Florazon Manor. This will get Virgil.
Coming to the manor, you find a place that is. Let's see. I've got a description of it somewhere. I haven't read the description of the outside of the manor in a while, so let me pull that up. Oh nope, I don't. So it's a majestic estate located. Just several miles outside of Carrefour, built in the late 1920s with a rich and fascinating history. It's got some unique, opulent architecture that's definitely weathered and faded. You pull in, and this, they've got one of those circle driveways where you can pull all the way around. As you pull up to the manor, I mean, it looks dark and foreboding as you pull in, but there's no evidence. Go ahead and everyone make search rolls.
Success 46 under 80.
That's a 77 over 70.
Okay, well, I mentioned those
32 under
successes.
60.
Yeah, well, with 2 successes and a fumble. If it was just 1 success, a fumble, and a fail, I might have had the fumble erase some evidence. But Agent Groundball very nearly drives into the same treads that appear to have been left. But you guys see some pretty fresh treads. Something that's got to be a pretty big truck. Something pretty heavy that was here recently. You see some footprints. Some leading to the house, some leading back around the house. But you don't hear anything. You don't hear like voices or anything. If you continue searching around with your scores of 80, 70, and 60, if you continue like scanning around, you might see just more evidence that people have been here. Like, the door is not, sort of in that painted shut that old houses can kind of get after time, where it wears into itself. But looking at this house, looking at the grounds, I mean, is there anything you guys want to go in the house, search around the house? What's your aim?
Is there like a attached garage or anything that a car might have been parked in that's not like readily like that we can see?
If you look around the sides a little bit, you see that there are cars just sort of parked and rusted. There's no garage attached. I say that. I actually haven't looked at a picture of the front of the house in a little bit. I don't think there's a garage.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no like car storage. Everything looks, it was out, it was parked, and most of the cars you see are pretty well rusted and after what looks like decades of being exposed to the New Orleans or the Louisiana humidity.
Okay, because that was his first thought was like look around, see like I guess follow these tire tracks wherever they go would probably be what Grady's going to do when he's walking out there.
I think we should skirt around the exterior of the manor before we run in there. It could just be my aversion to going into creepy, spooky, haunted houses and shit, but yeah, let's go look around outside before we go running in, guns a-blazing.
Definitely looks like one of those windows we'd see a face in it. So,
oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that they're probably this place would be crazy on Halloween night or something.
Actually, everyone make an alertness roll.
There's just a naked man walking around.
What are you doing here?
67. So close. So close.
6 under 80.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we got a couple successes from Agent Gossamer. And from oh gosh, I flipped to the wrong thing and I forgot your so we got a couple
Agent
successes
Grady.
from Agent Gossamer and Agent Grady. And as you are sort of, peeking around the side, with your alertness, what you notice is that you almost trip over like what looks like a vintage bourbon bottle that's empty. And I mean, it looks like pretty freshly empty too. It's not, it's, been dusted off. It's not weathered or covered with mud or anything. And when you're there, you notice that there's appears to be a fire pit that's pretty large with ash that is cold, but not old.
Okay.
What the hell?
Seems like somebody had a fire that they wanted to enjoy out here.
You see any beer cans laying around or something?
I got this bourbon here. That's about all I find. Maybe they were.
How big of a fire are we talking about?
It's a pretty big fire. We're talking like could be bonfire. It's a big enough fire pit that you could have probably 20 people around it pretty comfortably. And I mean, the ash suggests that there's been quite a bit of material burned.
There's not any. Is there with a 60 search? There's no like bone fragments or anything wonky in the fire. It looks like just straight up ash, like stuff of like what would you expect in a fire pit?
I'm glad you asked this question.
What's odd is as you look in the fire pit and the ash, okay, so it's not old. It's cold though. But it looks like someone may have been digging around in it. You see like, what looks like someone maybe drug their fingers through the ash. Maybe looking for something, maybe pulling something out. Hard to say.
And the liquor bottle we found, the bourbon, is there any residue left in there? Does it look like a bourbon, or is there any like red residue or anything like that might match our old wine that we found?
You give the bourbon a sniff, and your nose hairs get a little burnt. I mean, it's empty, but it clearly had some pretty strong stuff.
Gotcha. Probably some homemade hooch.
It could be.
Cool. All right. They keep kind of looking at y'all. It's like, there's definitely something that happened with the fire here, but I don't know the full extent of it all. What do y'all think we should do? Y'all see anything standing out that might be worth looking at?
Groundball is just like rotating slowly, looking around, like his glasses on the bridge of his nose, just kind of like staring with his eyes out. Like, I don't see anything too crazy off the wall so far, but I reckon next is going in the manor. I reckon unless y'all see something I don't, and fuck if I do, my eyes ain't been working right. Apparently, I think he just takes the glasses off and like clips them, puts them into his, what is it, that front pocket on a suit,
the one that doesn't work all the time. Like a breast pocket. Yeah.
All right. Y'all see anything? I don't. Otherwise, just go in there.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. If there's nothing else that really stands out here with looking a 60 search, if I don't really see anything else, then I think you'd be down to go inside.
So when we go up to the door, should we be like from somewhere? Like maybe like, I don't know, like missionaries or something along those lines?
What costume do you have ready?
What?
I have a white shirt with a black tie and black pants and a bike helmet.
Why would Mormons come all the way out here? Let's.
It's possible.
He looks around and just does like the you know the thing.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Well, I guess we can just knock on the door, I suppose.
Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of it, but I think that it would fall away all too quickly.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, that's fine. We'll just knock on the door like normal people, I guess.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I feel
It's okay,
like
Grandpa.
you're young.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I will.
The next time,
It's fine. I will show up at your hotel room wearing a baseball outfit, so don't worry about it.
I'll kill you.
I'm
just kidding. Let's go to the door. Knock, knock,
All
knock,
right.
knock, knock. Bring.
All right. Knocking on the door. There's no doorbell, or if there is, it doesn't react. But knocking on the door actually swings freely open to your touch with a loud creak. Note to self: insert a creaking sound here. And you see that there's a little like reception foyer that's just a few feet, sort of a mud room almost, but kind of fancier. That leads into another room that's a little more open, including stairs that go up to a second floor. And if you want to enter,
Got it.
Yeah, Grady will enter. He'll be like, all right, well, I guess it's time to take a look. What time of day is it? Are we going to need flashlights inside there, or is there enough exterior light that we should be okay?
Ooh, good
You'll
question.
probably be okay. Wouldn't hurt to have a flashlight handy, but
Okay.
I'll go back and get one, guys. You all want one? Or you carrying any like Pat's hip?
I don't have a firearm of sorts. No, I'm not the best with one, but I could use a flashlight if you're heading back that way.
I'll go grab
appreciate
two.
that.
Looks to Gossamer and like motions for like the third finger about to come up. Like, you want one?
No, I'm good. I have a headlamp. He pulls out a headlamp. It's for my jogging outfit.
Goes back, gets a spare magazine, and comes back with two flashlights and passes one to Agent Grady.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Of course. All right, let's go in.
All right, coming in.
The gun is not in hand. I just want to be clear.
Great. Good to know. Coming in, you guys, I mean, there's definitely a musky smell. There's maybe a little bit of dust. You notice right here in the floor where I pinged, there's a hole in the floor as if someone had fallen through recently. And you see a piano over in this room. There's some broken furniture, peeling wallpaper. There's just overall, it's kind of an oppressive atmosphere, but entering, you don't hear anything right away, except for maybe the settling sound of an old home.
Does it feel like oppressive as if the same kind of vibe we got when we had the weird psychic hits, or is it a different feeling there?
It's definitely a different feeling. It's more like the psychic hits were like a wave, like a rogue wave hitting you, and this is more like
Wait.
You sort of trudging through a swamp.
Ooh.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know.
Yeah,
Like a morass.
yeah, almost like pushing through this atmosphere is just there's like density to it that you think something's here, but you don't hear or see anything. But that prey instinct sort of pops up, and you might the hairs on your back of your neck stand up.
Okay. Yeah, I think just Grady would probably check that side room, see if there's any evidence of people in there. Kind of walk around, see if there's like anybody footprints or anything like that sticks out.
You do notice like some footprints in the dust. It seems like a lot of activity maybe has been kicked up. You see, you've got a 60, right?
Yes, a 60.
So with your search, you see evidence of like there's maybe some animal infestation here, like maybe some rats that have been around here. You guys do notice like books that have been tossed around a little bit. More over to this side where you've got the front library, but some of those books have landed out here. But as you all are kind of searching around, everyone go ahead and just make me another POW roll.
Oh boy.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
You can do that?
Success. Yeah, we can do that. We have agency.
56. Oh, no. Oh, no.
2 under 60.
I rolled that nat 1, and I think I failed every other roll I've made today.
Okay. So agents, Gossamer and Grady, you both, as you're kind of sweeping these rooms, checking corners, looking, you're noticing all the dust, maybe some animal droppings or animal tracks, seeing this peeling wall, seeing some of the artwork. Some of these things have been broken up. It's not been well kept for probably a couple decades at this point. But Agent Groundball, as you're walking around here, as you're sort of heading towards this back room, you hear something thumping down the stairs. And as it thumps down, it hits this first landing, and you see that it is a baseball, and it hits the first landing and then stops and then continues to roll down the stairs till it rolls and stops at your feet.
Agent Groundball, you just see him go stock still and drop the flashlight, and you can just see his hands start to shake.
Please go ahead and make me a sanity roll. Okay.
That is a 78 over 53. God.
All right. You take 3 points of sanity damage.
Okay.
As this ball lands in front of you. I want you to tell me what your initial reaction is.
He is going to kick that thing as hard as he can in this direction.
Sorry, can you ping that again?
He is going to kick the ball as hard as he can in this direction towards the open room in front of him.
Okay. When you kick the ball, your foot meets a lot more resistance than you're expecting. And it's almost like your foot maybe squelches into something. Agents Gossamer, Grady, Groundball, you all hear some sort of squeal, or as almost like something got pushed into. Have you ever been in a bouncy castle and someone falls really hard and you hear the air whip around? It's like that real hard. When you kick, there's a squishiness that feels almost like you are kicking into a bouncy castle. When that happens, everyone go ahead and make me a sanity roll, because this noise seemingly comes out of nowhere. This is going to be 0-1.
That's a 65 over 50.
Success.
So I'm at 49 sanity right now. I'm 5 away from my breaking point.
38 under 69.
Nice. Excellent. All three of you are suddenly alerted to this baseball that Agent Groundball, you kicked, but it does not go.
Shit. Did it feel like you kicked something heavy, so it just it hurt his foot?
Yeah, it feels like you kicked maybe almost like a punching bag.
He big jumps back a little bit and it's stupid fucking thing. God, shit. Sorry. Ah, fuck. I don't know where this thing came from, and he's gonna just take a step back. I'm not fucking with that thing. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. It does not bode well for me, though. I guarantee you that.
I'll go over there and kind of take a look, and I'll kind of tap it with my foot and see if I can move it.
Oh gosh. Hey, what's Agent Grady's worst childhood fear?
Worst childhood fear. Let's go with something fun. Do we want to make it personal, or do we want to make it made up?
It could be either one.
Let's go personal.
Right.
As a young child, I was terrified of people looking in through the window at me at any point, from the outside. I don't know if that's applicable in this situation. So let's just go with, if it's not, then we can just say let's go with spiders. Spiders seems pretty generic and would work.
Okay. As you go to sort of check this ball out, you said you picked it up, or you give it a little tap with your foot?
I was going to go kick it with my foot, see if I could move it, see what it feels like, the resistance.
Yeah, as you kick it with your foot, you do feel some firmness behind it, like you're kicking a really heavy pillow or maybe a boxing punching bag. But as your foot sinks into it, all of a sudden it's like have you ever stood on a rock that has that's hanging over a bunch of daddy long legs and had someone chuck a rock at the daddy long legs and they come out from the rock and climb all over you?
No, I haven't, but that sounds terrible.
we used to do that at scout camp because they don't bite you. So but there was a scout camp. There was a very specific rock that you could stand on. You tuck your pants into your socks, and close your mouth and eyes, and you would chuck rocks at the bigger rock, and Daddy Longlegs would swarm out by the tens of thousands, and run up on all over your body. And it was sort of are you brave enough to do this type of thing?
I wouldn't be. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's what happens to your foot as you kick into this.
Ugh.
Go ahead and make a sanity roll.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea. All right. Oh, 5469. He's holding it together.
All right. You only take 1 point for that.
Okay. Now we're at 68.
And tell me what your reaction to that is.
Yeah. So he kicks it, and as soon as he connects with it, I think maybe he sees it split open. And all of these spiders start to crawl up. He's like, oh, geez. Oh, no, that's not good. And he starts hopping backwards towards the door, shaking his foot, swatting at the air around him and everything. For a split second, I think eventually he kind of calms down, looks around. He's like, where did they all go? Did you all see the spiders come out of that thing?
You saw spiders?
There's just a massive, a ball of spiders on the ground now and by his foot.
Oh, okay.
Probably a dodgeball size ball of spiders.
A dodgeball size ball of spiders.
Yeah. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
No one else touch that thing. Probably that's probably a good idea.
That's a nightmare sphere. Don't touch it. He looks to Gossamer. Don't fucking touch it. I don't want to see what comes out of that thing next. Don't fucking touch it.
Maybe we're going about this the wrong way. We're just looking for the Phantom Phinders, right? We're not looking in to go through a house of hell, correct?
Oh, absolutely. No, yeah.
Right.
I guess we could just be like, yell out, anybody here? Is there anybody in this house?
Start hollering out. Yeah.
Does Dennis Rodman come?
Dennis Rodman.
God, we can
you guys don't know that. That's not.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
As you guys sort of move your attention away from this ball of spiders, you all feel like a wave of oppressive energy sort of roll over you, like a rogue wave or some sort of something with an agency coming to take the heightened emotion of fear, anger, that sort of thing, and drain you. You all take one more POW damage. As this ball of spiders that you see, as you begin yelling around, this ball of spiders begins to coagulate and form into something different. Something at first it's hard to tell. It elongates some, and it looks somewhat transparent. But as you sort of catch it, maybe with some of your flashlights, as you're shining it around, as it begins to rise up into the air, you realize. Who has the highest biology?
I think I have a 50.
I do. I have a 0.
You have a 50? No. What's granted by?
I don't know where biology is on my character sheet, but I did not put any points into it. I can tell you that. I got forensics.
Forensics won't help here.
No.
Agent Grady. As you're staring at this, I don't know. Maybe it comes back from some of the basic sort of medical training that you might have gotten in the EPA, and maybe you got interested in the history of medicine back into the days when sort of more of the old practices, things like bloodletting. Because this is a giant leech that is transparent and floating in the sky, and you realize that it has just floated through all of you as you felt that oppressive sort of psychic energy draw from you all. And you all begin to see this shimmering, transparent-ish, translucent leech sort of begin to move around in the air. What's everyone's POW at right now?
A casual 8.
10.
11.
Agent Grady, you have the highest POW. The leech is most interested in you. It begins to roll towards you, and as you again sort of deal, looking at it as it comes towards you, it again sort of you feel almost projected into your mind just this memory of spiders. Maybe the first time that you ever flipped over a rock and found a black widow, and you came face to face with a very venomous spider. And it begins to sort of raise up some emotions in you. Please make a POW check. Your POW times 5. Roll against that. You feel this psychic leech roll through you as you have this memory, but you steel yourself and you are able to fight off this negative emotion. Now that you've seen what is actively working against you, you were able to do that. What's everyone's dex scores? Because we're going to go ahead and move into we're going to move into combat. That's what initiative order.
Initiative.
I've got a
11 for me.
13.
Okay. So ground ball is 13.
I have a 10. Grady has a 10.
Okay. Agent Grady is a 10. Agent Gossamer is
11.
a 11. And I'll just say the leech is a 9, so that it goes last. It's just gone against Agent Grady. Now, Agent Groundball, it's your turn. You've just seen this translucent flying leech travel through Agent Grady's head. What do you do?
Groundball is going to take his pistol out and then aim it at the leech and then get ready to fire on it the next chance he has, as he's just trying to get a beat on this thing after it flew through Grady, and he's just saying, duck and cover.
Okay. You take your turn to aim. We'll give you 20% to your next turn. Agent Gossamer, what do you do?
I think he would seek cover as well to not get sucked. So I think he'll run.
You seek cover from the flying translucent leech.
Yeah. Well, okay. Where is this leech at?
Let's say it's about here by now. Sorry. Where are you standing, Agent Grady? You had gone over to check it right about here, right? Yep. You there?
I'm here.
So,
I thought we were talking about Gossamer. Sorry.
No,
yeah.
So, yeah, we're trying to triangulate the leech's location. I think it's about here.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's probably near me. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I have a pawn out there. So I
just dragged mine onto the field. Sorry.
Yeah, that guy's mine.
All right,
The
perfect.
Odious Rot. Sounds like the lead singer of Guar, but
That's funny.
All right, I'm putting a nameplate on just so we can.
cool. Grady's gonna try to get towards the door with this thing. Like, he has nothing to really combat this, as he's in the heat of the moment. So he just said duck and cover. So he's gonna run towards the door and try to get out of this thing, or get at least clear of it for when the shot rings out. It's not gonna be in his direction.
Okay. You move towards there. Agent Gossamer, what did you knowing where the leech is? What did you want to do?
The leech came from this back room, or did it come down the stairs?
It came down the stairs. Yeah,
it came down the stairs.
Yeah, I think it's in that general corner.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Gossamer would just be like, this isn't we're not here to fight this stupid thing. We got to find the Phantom Phinders. So he will also make his way towards the door.
Okay. All three of you, now having run away from the leech, it reacts because it's not happy that a source of its food is trying to leave. So it's going to run through you all in its psychic wave attack. Okay, going to go ahead and roll 83. Oh, it fails to impact you all, but as it rolls through you, you all feel sort of a cold chill run down yourselves. And whatever sort of thing has been making you angry or upset lately bubbles to the top of your mind as it does so. All right, Groundball, what do you do now?
Groundball's going to let that fucking gun rip, and he is going to fire as many shots as he can into this leech, or try to, in its direction, and then usher everyone let's get the Gossamer's right. Let's get the fuck out.
Okay.
So fire with a 20%, and then next round he'll be running. It didn't give me the chance to click the plus 20%, so that would be a pass with a 83 under 90 with the 20%.
Okay. You hit this leech dead center, this flying translucent leech, and you see every single bullet that you fire go directly through it, seemingly to no effect.
Fuck! Get out! Run!
All right, Agents Gossamer, Grady, you just running?
Oh yeah, cheesing it.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
getting the hell out of there.
You can get out the front door, and Psychic Leech is going to make another attack. And this is a purposeful attack. Sorry, can you give me your POWs again? Who's got the highest? Is it still?
I think it's
Grady?
still me. I still got 55.
All right. It runs after Grady again. Let's see. 27. That's successful. You lose one more POW as you feel it just sort of roll through your body. Again, bubbling the fear and anger up to your mind as it feeds itself, and it has absorbed quite a bit. So, note to self. All right, Ground Ball, what do you do now? You just run in?
We leave.
All right.
We leave. Yeah.
Okay. You all run to the car?
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Getting in the car, the leech continues to follow. The leech is in the car with you now. And you see that it is unhampered
called
by
shotgun and sitting in the front seat.
You see that the flying translucent leech completely
It's
ignores all
unhindered.
doors, windows,
It's
and
unhindered.
impediments.
Put a sticker on the side that says "Leave your pet leech behind."
Oh, yeah.
Right.
All right. I'm going to roll for this
Leech on
attack
board.
real quick.
I hope it can go 60 miles per hour because that's what I'm about to fucking make this truck do.
All right. This attack succeeds. It is doing another wave. So you all take 2 more points of POW. What are you at now,
Jesus.
Agent Groundball?
I'm at 6.
I'm at 8.
6. 6, 8, and
I'm
8.
Yep.
Oh wait,
All
was
right.
that other D3 was a wave attack too? So that
No, that D3 was a targeted attack.
okay.
So it has different scores for its wave and target. It's actually
Gotcha.
it's harder
Gotcha.
to hit the wave, easier to hit the target. That's how I balanced it out.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But all right, you all feel this oppressive. And what wells up in you is this anger and sadness that, again, I mean, it makes you ask Agent Groundball, what's the point? Why are we fighting against this? Shouldn't we just give in?
Fuck, I hate this fucking thing. What's the fucking point? It just gets stuck in the fucking car with. And he's like waving his fucking hands, trying to slap it at it uselessly. What's the fucking point of this stupid fucking leech? This stupid fucking mission. They couldn't even find Carrefour for fucking 10 weeks ago on the fucking shit. He's just talking nonsense. But I assume if nobody stops him, he was trying to get to the front seat and kick like open the door and get in and drive away.
Okay. As you begin to drive away, you do begin to outpace the leech, who does not seem to be with the same momentum as the car. So it is working in a different momentum frame, but it is still trailing you, and you guys see it in the rear view as you drive away. I'm going to go ahead and we'll end the combat there. But I wanted to now give you the opportunity to tell me what happens when you get back into Carrefour. What do you do? How do you react?
Are we going
your
back
next
to
step?
Carrefour?
Well, yeah, I don't know. What do you do? You could go back to New Orleans. You could go somewhere else.
We just give up.
This fucking mission's insane.
I mean, we have that feel.
What the fuck is this shit? You saw that fucking thing in that fucking spooky ass house with the stupid fucking baseball turning into spiders and shit. What the fuck?
I'm
There
not
was-
not quite sure what just happened there, but that's not good.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
There was no
I
sign
don't
of a
have
chalice
any
there.
answers.
No. The only
No,
chalice
no
related
Phantom
things we could,
Finders, right?
no finders either. If they were there, they had fucking drank some shit, burned something, and left in a big truck. That's what
I
you
think
saw.
that
Like
was the
the
tires.
tire tracks
Like,
of a big
yeah.
truck.
That's what it looked
Dan-
like. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do know that that's the place where the ghost was found, correct? That's where the
I
footage
think
was
that's
from.
reasonable. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we knew going in that place could be potentially really fucked up, right?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we just need to locate. We need to locate at least one of the Phantom Finders, and I don't know how we're gonna do that besides calling them.
We can find people who know the Phantom Phinders. We found one of them already, the fucking man. We can go find more, and we'll find those fuckers, and we'll do what government agents do best to get information out of people.
Torture.
Try to hone in on them as best we can, because obviously that house is a dead end.
Shit,
So.
I ain't going back in there without a fucking... whatever the fuck Egon Spengler had when he went and fucking goes, what is a proton pack? Was that what it?
Yes.
That sounds about right. Yeah, proton.
Yeah, yeah. The other thing we could try, and just hear me out on this.
Y'all know, right? Well, no, we ain't got fucking eyes on this place for fucking years. We ain't gonna find it. Sorry. Fuck.
I mean, we could try to see if one of us could lead it off somewhere.
Is it still in the river as we've been going for, like, I am
No,
flooring it.
you have outpaced it. You're flooring it? Hey, could you make a drive roll for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a 72 over 50.
There it is.
Yes! Yes! It
Yes,
worked!
I did it.
It worked! I did it!
It worked.
I did it!
I did it.
As you're driving back, taking some of these roads a little faster than you should, there's a unexpected slow bend in the road that you don't realize is rounded by rocks, and you wind up just going a little too fast over a rock that's just a little too sharp, and you all hear that ugly, crunch hiss of a sudden pop tire.
Fuck. I hate this fucking goddamn New Orleans shit ass fucking road. Shitty, don't fucking take care of shit. Got the fucking shitty ass house.
You guys can make, let's see, I should pull up your character sheets. What skill is changing a tire? Heavy machinery or some sort of craft?
You could probably roll drive into that. I mean,
Drive would make sense.
drive would probably make the most sense.
Okay,
I think.
so you could do a drive. I'll say you do need to roll on this one, even though you have a 50% drive, which would probably be fine most times. You're under a little bit of pressure as you think that you might be followed by a flying translucent
Hold on,
leech.
hear me out on this. What about bureaucracy?
Oh,
I
got AAA.
Okay. Go on.
Do
Go
tell.
on. You're
That's all
going
I
to
got. That's all I
negotiate with the tire?
Gonna tell the tire.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to talk to this tire about the hierarchy of everything that needs to happen here and how it better shape up and get changed.
Listen, tire, we really need to cut through some red tape on this.
The tire refills with air, holds it tight.
Tire, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got this form in triplicate.
Is this doing it for you? The paperwork just folds end over end over end.
All right, Noah, give me another drive roll. Let's see how this goes.
That's a 32 under 50. Has he quickly
Nice.
puts it in park on the side of the road, puts the blinkers on, runs out, gets a jack, and then just fucking raise that thing as much as possible, is calling out like, keep a fucking eye behind us. If you see that thing coming, yell. I'll fucking hit it. The truck, I mean, we're gonna run as fast as I fucking can. I'll kick this jack out from under us. We'll fuck the tire if it comes down to it.
Does anyone, not to be weird, but does anyone know anything about this thing? Like, do you guys have any? I know we've swapped stories and stared off into the distance.
Ghosts?
But does anybody understand or know anything about this? I'm not most well versed in kind of occultish lore or history. Does anyone else have something that would be applicable?
That's a blind spot for me. I'm not quite sure on all that stuff.
I knew how to set up the bomb in my the last fucking thing, and even then I barely knew that because the guy spent 10 minutes coaching me through how to fucking do it right. And I don't know shit about ghosts.
Okay, well, Delta Green once again chose the 3 best people for the job.
Yeah. Honestly, your disguise skills are probably the best.
Actually, I think this does raise one thing for Agent Grady, because Agent Grady has learned one thing, right? One special thing. And I would just say that given the experience that you just had, where it seems like physical weapons can't do anything, you might have something that could be utilized against it if it came down to it again.
Oh my god!
But just putting that little putting that tiger on the table so that we can decide to yell at it later.
His penis.
No,
that's what Dan calls his penis. By the way,
with the little tiger on the
Calls it
table.
a tiger.
The tiger.
Yeah.
That's
Putting
some
it on the
Charlie Sheen
table.
shit right there.
We all talk about it. Yeah. He makes us do it every podcast.
All right.
2 times in 50 episodes.
The only other thing that I will give you is if you all want to make me sort of, I love the one thing I wish that Delta Green had is the idea roll from Call of Cthulhu. If you all want to make intelligence rolls, you could do that. And either like just directly ask me questions or, let's do that. If you get a success, you can ask me a direct question that I have to answer honestly.
So just an intelligence roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Success.
you all succeeded. Okay. One question from each of you.
Who wants to go first?
And this represents sort of one thing that your agent has put together.
Is your name really Dan?
You got me. It's Daniel.
No!
Use mine.
Imposter!
J'accuse.
Let me ponder on that. And one of you has a question.
Would we understand? Oh, this will be my question. Would we understand that thing is some sort of manifestation of like a ghost, or would we understand it to be something different than that? Like, is it some sort of entity that, that's not ghost-like, or is it something that is related to ghosts?
I mean, so here's the thing. I think you would think it is ghost-like, but it is not a human form. And what it has been doing to you think it's been doing to the whole town. And it's almost like
what?
It's like oppressive, like a blanket over the town.
Yeah, it's almost like something happened in the town that sent up it's like chummed the waters for this thing.
Got it.
So it came. Okay, gotcha. So if I was to use my I guess ace in the hole here that we have, would I be able to? How would that work exactly? Like I could get it there and then try to get it through it, and then I could just close it.
You think you could? You don't know if you would have to, how much you would have to bait it versus how much you could sort of, it didn't seem to have like hairpin turning, so always possible.
Right. Okay. Okay. Cool. Good to know.
Okay. I think that's a good question. Noah, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do. But mine was around the same vein as Mark's, but like you already basically answered my question in the backup question. Like I think how do we fight it aside from that? I mean, like you basically told.
Yeah. You think, actually you drank some of the floor wine, right?
Yep.
You think that was probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
In hindsight, drinking stuff off a hospital floor is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Didn't drink it. We tasted it. Just want to make sure. Just dipped a little finger in. Wasn't a full sip.
That's fine. That's how you're supposed to taste wine, though, right? Wine tastings, you just dip a finger in and
just dip a finger.
I don't
like
rub it
on
on
your nose.
You rub it on your gums like cocaine.
All right. So with those questions answered, you guys are Agent Groundball is changing this tire, and Agents Grady and Gossamer are keeping an eye behind you. And as the tire is, as you tighten that last lug nut on the donut, and toss the popped tire into the trunk, in the back, you guys see on the horizon what looks like actually like something floating just about eye level above the ground towards you. But you are able to hop in the car and continue driving.
Son of a fucking bitch, it's here.
I'm not going to lie. I've been picturing this thing as a metapod this whole time.
I'm cool. That is strangely, it fits, right? Like, yeah. I'm not going to say that's wrong.
A translucent metapod.
I've got a ghost fish in my mind.
I mean, I did say
like
leech,
a ghost
right?
leech.
Like
ghost
leech
leech
with the mouth and the teeth and
the way it moves, though, like a fish. I imagine.
Yeah, like a fish.
So I think Grady would kind of look at you guys, and be like, I didn't know if this was going to be cause for something, but I think I might have a a solution to stopping this thing.
What?
Yeah,
You've had it this whole time?
Well, I didn't know if it'd be relevant to what we have going on here, but it's worth a shot. It's going to cost me a little bit. And he kind of like stares off in the distance. It's like,
And we all stare off with you. That's the end of every episode. Has to end with us staring off into the distance.
Well, I think let's go a little. Depending on what you decide, we'll decide if we are going to go a little bit long or if we'll stretch this into another app.
I think he stops and looks at you. It's like, I've got a plan. We stop the. I need you guys to. We all stand together. I'm going to chant something. And we need to lure this thing into it, and then I should be able to close it, getting it out of here.
You're a brave son of a bitch. All right, let's go for it.
Okay. So we stop the car, step out. He kind of steps out, and I wait till this thing's close enough where I can like sense it or see it.
Yeah. You see it. It's maybe 400 or 500 yards away, and it's moving fast, but not like someone sprinting full speed type of fast.
Because this thing only lasts a couple minutes, so that's the big thing. So,
Agent Grady, what do we need to do? What do we need to do for you?
I need you all to stand back and be ready when I say to run towards whatever comes. Clear?
Okay. Clear.
Terrifying. All right.
So he stops. He kind of like shakes his body a little bit. I'm going to activate it on the turn when it gets close enough. So that'd be 1 willpower and 1 sanity. Let me change that to where we're at. And then he begins to like chant this like saying, and I don't know why, but this is the first thing that comes to my head. So I'm going to chant it, and when hopefully I'll keep it like quick enough so we don't get a DMCA. But he's just like, I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite into my vein. And then it, like, you guys see this gate, like part of reality in front of you, just kind of like open up like a door, like manifests and just opens up. Like not a literal door, but it looks like this like little pocket reality pops up, and this like rift in like the scenery kind of pops open, and there's just this like ethereal space behind it.
Agent Gossamer is godsmacked.
Thank you.
Both Gossamer and Groundball need to make sanity rolls real quick.
Yeah, I got a success. Oh my God.
Oh,
Groundball, you take 1, and Gossamer, you take 4.
Oh God.
Do not take what lies beyond the curtain, Gossamer.
I'm sorry.
You can project this if you'd like to.
No, I'd like to just watch my character devolve here.
All right. And I imagine almost like you go ahead. I'm not gonna. I don't want to run your character.
Oh no, I was saying he's just gonna like let you. Was like, everybody behind get behind the rift. Stay on the other side as it comes towards you. Once it's got through it, I'll close it off.
Okay. All right.
And he'll like walk that way too. He'll kind of lead everybody that way.
All right. The leech runs. It's flying, and as it sees you, it does seem to pick up speed a little bit. As it runs towards this gate. It's hard to tell if it's going to go into the gate or not. You said you were behind the gate?
Yeah, I think
we're
still
kind of
in
like, front of it.
Well, I think we need to know who it's going to go after. Like, I still have a pretty high. There's 2 of us that have pretty high power, so I think maybe he will stay out in front to see if it comes towards him first, and then he'll start running towards the gate, and kind of go that way.
The classic duck right at the last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking actually Charlie Brown with a football type of thing.
Fuck.
So what's going to happen? What's going to happen is the leech is going to make one more attack as it goes through you. But I will say that you've been able to position yourself such that the gate is right behind you. And again, it seems like this thing it's not making hairpin turns. It's just floating right through you. And it's a leech, so it doesn't have eyes. It's clearly not sensing with eyes. So that is a failure. It rolls over you, and you feel like spiders crawling over your body, but you again are able to stuff that emotional rise down, and it doesn't feed on you. And as it passes through your body, it continues with some momentum as it travels through the gate.
And as soon as it's through, he just goes, voodoo, and it just closes.
Yeah. And all of a sudden,
Nice.
like,
What?
it's almost like there's a pop in the air as this gate closes, and you all feel it's like you've been wearing an undershirt that's too tight the whole time and you didn't even realize it. Something that's happened since you sort of came into this town. It was subtle enough that you didn't notice it at first, but after the gate closes, you guys feel this sort of lifting of some sort of oppressive presence.
Oh, the fuck was that goddamn thing? What the shit?
No idea, but it feels like it's gone. So I think we need to find this chalice now that we have this no longer hanging over our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good work. Wow.
I didn't know that would work, but sometimes the things you learn that you aren't meant to know come out handy. And he just stares off into space.
As you guys are talking, your GPS would say that you're, I don't know, probably, maybe 5 miles out of Carrefour. And you've been here for a while, and you all sort of begin to look at each other. And your phones ding, you get an email, and it's a coded email from Delta Green, putting you on an assignment, saying, all right, you've been activated. It doesn't say that obviously in the email, but you know that this is the code for some new assignment. And looking at each other, you've had this like feeling like, okay, I need to go do this thing for Delta Green. And you think, was I supposed to look for a cup, it's like something was in the back of your mind, but it's like it's been carved out. Everyone make an alertness roll real quick.
77 under 80.
Oh,
12.
Nice.
12 under 70.
So
4 under 50.
Agent Grady, you are getting in the car, and I think you're sort of like, hey, do you guys mind driving me to the airport? That you feel like you need to go to the airport. And Agents Gossamer and Groundball, you have this feeling like, gosh, you look around, like the woods are not super thick, but they're thick enough. It almost feels like you caught something in the corner of your eye, like something tall and pale that was maybe looking at you. But you just maybe caught a very brief glimpse, and maybe it was just, it could have been anything, running through the forest. There's any number of animals, but it's like you saw something, and you all three have this, kind of confusion, because why are you all three together here? I don't know if any of you have worked on operations with each other before. If you know that each other are Delta Green, but
No.
I don't think so.
Nope.
This G cell, which had been brought to Carrefour, you realize, like, I shouldn't be here. I need to go on my next assignment. And the word, you think chalice? No, that there's nothing about a chalice. Carrefour? No, I don't know anything about a town called Carrefour. And you get in the car and begin driving back to New Orleans.
Oh boy.
What the fuck?
I don't like that either.
And that concludes Chaos Sprung a Leak. Thank you again, Chris, for joining us.
Yes,
I
thank you.
appreciate your time. Thank you guys. It was a blast. So
can we get another plug? Just give us the name. And we'll make sure to put it in the show notes.
That works too. We are the Chaos Engine Podcast. I run a majority of the stuff. We have 2 seasons of Delta Green, and we are just starting a Traveler show called the Siphon Variable that is going to be coming out here relatively soon. And yeah, we're just kind of same vibe you guys have, just friends at the table, cracking jokes, having fun, playing the game, and enjoying each other's company. So I feel like we lived up to that today. I really appreciate you guys having me here. Thank you.
Yeah, you were awesome. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
That was fun. And I don't know if the resolution made sense to y'all, but it worked in my head. So
the bubble came back up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a little bit more specific than that, but yeah. We will see y'all next week. Thank you again. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hop on here real quick just to let you know that this is the last episode with Chris from the Chaos Engine podcast. We certainly appreciated having him on here. He was amazing. We had such a good time, and you should check out their new season coming up. They can be found anywhere that podcasts are downloaded, sold, something like that. Again, if you want to help us out, go rate and review us on all the podcast apps you possibly can. It really does help us. I know that everybody says it, but we really mean it. All the other ones haven't meant it. Thanks again to Pawns to Kings for Cocytus, our theme song. Delta Green is the system we use. We will see you next week. Returning to Carrefour with all of our all of our regular agents. I don't know if they're normal anymore, but we will see you next week.
Can you feel me in the fall? Pull me from this epilogue. My hands are frozen in the snow. The eyes of corpses have no glow. Made these chains just for myself. Rambling about my mental health. Demons on this hazy hill.